Welcome to the Volker Uplander, where the metaverse meets real life. A place where we speak our minds, no sugarcoating, just a raw vibe. Don't be fooled by what you see, this channel's not for the faint of heart. We dive deep into the unknown, tearing down walls right from the start. The Volker Uplander may shine, but never judge a book by its cover. This is the space where anything goes, no limits, no filter, just flow. Embrace the chaos, let your true self show. The Vulgar Uplander is here to shake things up. Buckle up, let's ride and never give up. Digital realm, exploring what's beyond the screen. Unafraid to speak our minds, uncovering truths that need to be seen. The Vulgar Uplander speaks the unspeakable, challenges the status quo. In this ever-evolving metaverse where possibilities flow. Say what you mean what you say. This is the space where anything goes, no limits, no filter, just flow. Embrace the chaos, let your true self show. The Vulgar Uplander is here to shake things up. Buckle up, let's ride and never give up. Anything goes, no limits, no filter, just flow. Embrace the chaos, let your true self show. The Vulgar Uplander is here to shake things up. Buckle up, let's ride and never give up. This is the space where anything goes, no limits, no filter, just flow. Embrace the chaos, let your true self show. The Vulgar Uplander is here to shake things up. Buckle up, let's ride and never give up. This is the space where anything goes, no limits, no filter, just flow. Embrace the chaos, let your true self show. The Vulgar Uplander is here to shake things up. Buckle up, let's ride and never give up.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? We are here with BK. I would love to be able to pronounce your name, but I can never do it right. If you'll give us this one, and then I'm just going to keep saying BK.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
Yeah, very good. It was a very exciting day. We went to with the kids for an escape room, Harry Potter one, and we failed.
Oh, you failed?
Absolutely, yeah. It was. We did manage to get to the other room, but then it just went downhill.
So it's many rooms. It's not just one room.
Yeah, it's just basically the experience of unlocking the door and getting into the other room, and then in the other room, we didn't manage to put the spells together.
How many kids do you have?
Two.
2 kids? How old are they?
7. Son is 7 and daughter is 9.
Okay. So how much of a help were your kids in this escape room?
Well, yeah, they made an effort.
They tried. That's awesome.
Tried, but I think the parents failed them.
Yeah, that would probably be me too. My kids would be like, "Dad, get me out of here." I'm like, I don't know how.
No clue. Find a clue.
Where do you do that at? Is it just like a private
like a bowling alley, and they've got the soft play for smaller kids, and then they've got laser tags and 3 different rooms. And the easiest one, supposed to be, is the Harry Potter one, which we went to and failed.
And you failed. Yep, that would be me. My wife loves that stuff, but we have these board games. It's like escape room board games. Have you ever seen those?
No.
So anyway, they're hard. They're not easy. We've been able to do a couple
Yeah.
of them, but I feel like some of them they're just so difficult to figure out these little clues that I don't know. I think in an escape room, I would probably just panic and be like, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
it
die.
was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark. We have used our phones as torches. We've been allowed.
Really? There's no light?
It was light, but it was very dim, and
Oh,
the clues, they've been used many times, so the letters were a bit fade. So we had to use a phone to light it up.
okay. That's awesome. I want to do one. I know there's some around here. I just haven't done it yet. But that would be fun.
Yeah, it is worth it. It was a nice experience.
How has your holiday season gone so far?
It's really good. It's really good. We stayed at home. The grandparents are abroad, so we just relaxing, sleeping, eating. Yeah, the kids, they've got a lot of activities. Daughter, she is doing competitive swimming, so she's swimming 4 times a week. Son, he is now into football, so he's got training 3 times a week.
Okay.
And all of these are in different times. At one point, they'd be doing piano as well in addition to this, but we now cancel the piano. It's just too much.
Yeah.
She's also doing gymnastics.
Wow, you guys are busy.
He's got scouts.
Okay.
Fridays. Yeah, so we are full on every day. Something's going on.
And where are you guys located right now?
We are in the UK.
Okay. So when you say football, do you mean soccer?
Soccer, yes.
Us silly Americans? Or, when we say football, we mean like round egg, which is
soccer.
Yeah, where they throw the thing. Okay, good. So are you guys? You're in the UK.
Yeah.
Are you one? Do you celebrate Christmas? Do you celebrate a different seasonal holiday?
Yeah. In the UK, they do open their presents on the 25th in the morning, while in Central Europe, we open them on the 24th evening. So we opened it at evening, but we had English food because that's what the kids prefer.
Mm-hmm.
We had European, like a soup, like cabbage soup with sausages. Yeah. We had the main course was English. That's what they prefer.
What was the dish? You said cabbage soup. Was there anything else?
The main dish was turkey with roast potatoes. We didn't have roast veg because they wanted broccoli, so we had like a copious amount of broccoli and gravy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys do your guys' opening and all that on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And then Christmas Day is just like a chill day to hang out.
How did you do? Do you do it on 24th or 25th?
So it's changed for me. When I was younger, we did a celebration with my step family, my stepdad's family, and we did all of that on the 24th. And then on Christmas morning, my family, we would open presents and stuff on the day of. But nowadays, now that I have my own little family, we'll do like we call it a Christmas Eve box, like a little gift we give our kids on Christmas Eve, and then watch a Christmas movie and have hot cocoa and stuff. And then Christmas morning, we do all of our.
I see. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. We're happy about it. All my traditional stuff that I used to do as a kid has gone away because my parents have passed away, and so that stuff has moved on. And I married, this wonderful woman, and she has her own tradition. So we've just kind of joined those two.
Yeah, you made it work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are you from normally? You don't have a traditional UK accent.
No, me and my husband, we are both from Slovakia, which is Central Europe. It used to be Czechoslovakia.
Right. How did you make your way to the UK?
I met him online, but he was already in the UK, and I was pissed off of my ex-boyfriend. And I just came to visit him, stayed for a week, and then I never left.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it was very brave, but it's okay.
I think dating on the internet is a brave thing.
You know what we find? His family lives like 50 miles away from 50 kilometers, which is like 30 miles away from my family. So when we got childcare during the summer holidays, it's so easy because we just export the kids to the grandparents and then they can just,
Well, what a small world.
I mean, like, come on. We met on the internet. I moved to the UK to live with him, but he is from the same place like I live.
That's
How
crazy.
random it is.
Yeah. This chat there's all kinds of action in here. That's really wild. I met my wife on the internet as well. I met her in 2007. How long have you been with your husband?
12 years.
12 years. Okay, that's a good amount of
Yeah,
time.
12
Before
years.
I would
I
think
mean,
that
I didn't know him at all. We just
yeah.
met. We started chatting for like a month. Then I saw him for like 7 days. I actually just bought a ticket for 3 days because I didn't know what am I doing. I even had a backup plan. I had some friends that I met in Greece when I was a year before working as an animator.
Uh-huh.
And I just messaged them, I'm going to the UK to meet this guy. I don't know what I'm doing. So if things go south, I will go to your place and
Yeah,
then fly home next day. But after we met on the first day, I just extended my ticket for 1 week, and then I come back to work and I resign next day.
that's awesome.
And just this was like in May, and in October, before that, I purchased a flat. So I purchased a flat, and I was about to move into it. And before I moved into the flat, because it was like a new build, so I couldn't go immediately. So we met in May. In October, I was supposed to be moving to the new flat, and I never did because in October I was already in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You
Yeah,
didn't
so
waste any time.
it was all going on a fly, all these working out things, if things works or not. And then at one point it was just, we are in the age we should have children. So it wasn't even like proposal or anything. Let's just get a kid. And then when I was pregnant, I was 6 months pregnant. It was like, you know what? It's really complicated to sort out the kid's paperwork when you are not married. I can't put him on as a father automatically. I would need to like it's a whole process. Let's just get married.
Wow.
Very romantic.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, when you know, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So we are together for 12 years now.
Yeah, well, it obviously was the right decision.
Yeah, at the time, yes.
Oh, at the time.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I got married pretty fast. Like after I met my wife, I think it was probably like 9 months. I think I asked her to marry me after like 9 months because I just knew. And we've been married since 2008. What is that? That's too many years. 15 years, 14 years, something like that. Yeah, it's been a little while. So, yeah, well, good for you. And you got two little monsters, a 7 and a 9-year-old.
Oh my God, they are awesome. They're both beautiful, beautiful blue eyes, blonde hair. No one in the whole family, not even grandparents or grandparents, have blonde hair. Both of my kids got blonde hair.
Really?
Like little angels, yeah.
Wow, lucky you. Blonde hair, blue-eyed little creatures.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I'm not sure if they are mine.
Well, I'm hoping they came from you.
Both
So
of them got swapped.
that's awesome. So what do you do for work?
I'm a project manager.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a huge international company, but in the UK they've got like specialized work for the government.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just total on there.
Okay. What were you doing before you moved to the UK?
I used to work as an assistant in a bank. When I finished university, even before I finished university, I got a job in a leasing company as an assistant to the board of directors because I spoke English, Hungarian, and Slovak. And the board of directors was Slovak and Hungarians, but neither of them was speaking English. But they've been about to taken over by a bigger leasing company, so they needed someone who can translate 3 languages fast in the board meetings, and then also translate all the minutes. It was no ChatGPT at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I got the job because of the skill. I stayed there for a while. Then I worked in KPMG, which is the big international company that does audits. And I was supporting a lady who was American, and I just had to like sort out things for her, like her place to stay, doctors, schedule and stuff like that. But then she moved to Czech Republic, so and it was the 2007. That was the crisis as well. The the mortgage crisis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in 2007. So that was the point when I got redundant, but I find a job immediately. It was in a bank. I was there for 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was awesome. That was really good. It was like a German manager in a Slovak bank, and he was doing restructurization of the whole company on a procurement department. So it was about cutting spending. And he didn't speak any Slovak. So again, it was the language skill. And I was like digging up data from departments where 20 years no one was looking into data,
Wow.
So it was interesting. It was like try to create something that doesn't exist just yet, and then make decision based on that. So I had to be really sure that the data I'm getting is actually correct. So that was good. And then I met my husband, so I moved to the UK. I couldn't find a job. No one would employ me because I was overqualified for being a waitress, but no one would give me a job in an office because I didn't have experience in the UK and references from the UK. So I was like in a trap for like a year. So I was working in like
your experience didn't count from from your previous job. They wouldn't accept your experience.
No. In the UK, I couldn't open a bank account. Wow. If I walk in, it's not about the English. If I walk into a bank, they won't open a bank account for me. But if my husband did it and he said same things a different way, they would do it for him. You know what I mean? It's just it's like a culture. You have to know how to say things in order to get what you need.
Right. Does it make a difference that he's male and you're female?
No.
That doesn't play a part?
It was about how you say things. And I learned a bit to be English, but I'm not as good as him.
Got it. Okay. Wow, that's so. I mean, I've been really enjoying my time with Upland, just meeting different people and people from different cultures and places across the world, and just the things I've learned and the amount of time that I've spent talking with different people outside the United States. Because a lot of people in the United States, at least people I hang out with and talk to, not very cultured. We're just used to everything the way it is in the United States, and so it's really fascinating to hear different stories and different way of life that there is outside the U.S. It's really it's nice and also kind of shocking at times too.
Yeah,
like I mean, just you talking about your children and having to do all the paperwork for having the father being put on I'm assuming a birth certificate, and for us it's like
birth certificate,
you just write whoever you want on there basically. For here, like, oh, this is the dad. Okay, that's write their name on it real quick.
Exactly. No, here you can't. At that time, it was really like, no, we can't do it. You have to like do things in order to do that, and it was so complicated that it was easier for us to get married before the child born.
Right. Is that like here they call it like a shotgun wedding? Like you get pregnant and then you get married. Do they have a saying like that from where you're from?
It was so we told our parents in like beginning of January. Within 3 weeks they organized everything. I don't know, because usually girls want wait a year and everything is perfect, and the perfect flowers, the perfect invitations. No, let's just get it done.
This is a business.
We just need the paperwork. It doesn't need to be romantic.
But your families didn't have any. They weren't weird about it or anything.
No, they were fine. It's quite unorthodox to do it like this,
right?
But they quite like each other, so there wasn't any issues.
Oh, okay.
Personality clashes.
Right. Awesome. So you came from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And then you go to the UK.
Yes.
And now you're a project manager and you're married and you have I'm assuming little
Yeah.
kids at this point.
Yeah.
And then we would say 12 years ago, we're 5 years into Upland. How did you go from like where does it start? Your journey begin where you're getting into like this crypto kind of space, kind of where you find your way into Upland?
I saw the advert on Facebook, and because I'm not from a privileged background, I always looked into ways how to increase my wealth or getting ready for retirement, because we have to get ready early. Okay.
Right.
So I was looking into what is the best way of doing it. The best way was to take out a mortgage, because the property price is always going up and they will always go up. So that's what I did. As soon as I was able, I took out a mortgage on a flat, but it was outside of the area where I was working. But after like 3 years, my income doubled. So I was able to take out another mortgage. And I was like, oh, I like it. Properties is the way to go. When I moved to the UK, there is no way for the two countries to check if I've got any loans in Slovakia, because there are no credit checks. So
Okay.
UK cannot check if I got mortgages in Slovakia. So when I started to work in the UK and I got UK salaries, I was able to take out another loan on a house
Okay.
for the same salary slip. So we did that, and I was really into properties. And when I saw the advert, I was like, oh, I can't take out more loans because I already got too much. Let's focus on a virtual property. So tell me more. And it was cheap to get in. It wasn't straightforward, but it wasn't that complicated to start like it is now. I mean, I tried to help some new starters in Upland recently, but it was no written rules, and you just, for example, you complete a collection with the FSA property, purple one. After 3 days, you click the button and you cannot collect, because you cannot collect from if you complete it with FSA properties. Did you know that there is a rule like this?
I did not.
I mean, it's written nowhere. Never heard about it.
No.
Unless you come across it, you wouldn't know. And stuff like this. Or when it doesn't matter. So that was just an example. So it wasn't that complicated, but I wasn't like socializing. I didn't know what I'm doing. I put in some money, but I was buying properties in like Oakland. I started when LA was released. So LA was my first release. And I was just, my strategy was just to increase my net worth. So each month I will have certain amount of Apex that I will reinvest into property, and I wanted nothing else, just to invest into properties, low markups. I quite early came across Apex land, so it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started to build when Spark came in. When I started, they've been already talking about Spark, but there wasn't any yet. I missed the beta for Spark, but I came in when Spark started. So I started to build a factory, and it would take like a year to build it with my amount of Spark at the time. And I was like, I will wait. Let's go. That's okay. But after a couple of days, I was like, there must be a better way. I was at Discord at the time, and there was a server where you can check how many players got unstaked Spark. And I went to that report and I contacted, like 100 players who got more than one Spark unstaked. And I was thinking about not begging for a Spark, but providing with a value. So I messaged them like, look, you've got unstaked Spark. If you don't know what to do with it, could you please, maybe help me? Because I started a factory and it will take me a year to finish it. Within an hour, my factory was fully staked.
Oh, wow.
For free. So no one wanted anything. I remember Atomic Pop, he put the most on it, but I had like 7-8 players staking on the factory. And one of the players I contacted was Tall James from Qualwood.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, who are you? How did you find me? That's what the guy found. Oh, it was so funny. And then he was asking me, are you hunting? And I was like, no, I tried in LA, but LA is the worst place where you can hunt. And he was like, yeah, talk to Rodrigo and he will help you. And since then I'm talking to Rodrigo, on daily basis. So he taught me how to hunt. We started collection swapping. So my account was growing quite fast. Then we've been pushing for collection, and I believe that I was useful for them because I've done a lot of legwork. I got ideas how we can, approach players, how we can. I contacted a lot of them. Yeah, so I've done a lot of legwork for Qualwood. Yeah, and since then I'm doing quite a lot. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking of socializing, but now I'm invested in more places, and I'm trying to help small accounts as I was helped when I started. And if they say, "Oh, what can I do for you?" and I just say, just be kind to other players, help others. How you've been helped, because that's the only way how the community will grow.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about you, just from like the very beginning. I think from the first time you ever messaged me, you've been nothing but kind. You've been super helpful for no reason other than it's just like a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's been really great chatting with you a little bit here and there, and the little things you shoot me. I put out a request, hey, I'm looking to touch base with some people, and you sent me a whole list of people, and I was like, hey, what's your name on here? You're like, well, I messaged it in on X. I was like, okay, yep. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So where do you stake your claim at right now in Upland? Like, what's your node or your home base?
I'm in Qualwood. I got the Qualwood t-shirt as well.
Oh, nice. 55%.
So yes, I'm in Qualwood. But at the moment, for a couple of months, I'm helping Cosme Velho in Rio.
Yep.
So Kapam, he contacted Rodrigo because Rodrigo is well known, and he said, just talk to Sylvia. And he talked to me, and I'm there for a couple of months. I bought up the floor. I'm doing whatever he needs, Kapam. And yeah, Cosme Velho is now on the top. So if all goes well, they should make it to a collection this month.
It's pretty spendy to get into Cosme Velho right now, isn't it? Their floor has risen quite a bit.
The floor was 2,000, and now someone listed something for like $400, and the floor is 1,500.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I picked up a lot of properties, but I'm not just holding them, but I'm giving them away to people who can be beneficial for the hood.
Right.
And it is not because I'm not looking into immediate profits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into creating connections. I'm looking into creating a network of players, and if you are kind to other people, then they will remember you, and maybe in the future something will come your way. That's not a condition, no.
Right.
For example, yeah,
no, go ahead.
for example, Green Turtle is one of the big accounts.
Yep.
He's collection swapping, but he wouldn't ever reply to my messages because I don't have any collections, and the people who are swapping with me, we are doing 50-50, and Green Turtle doesn't do 50-50 with no one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I met him in Frankfurt on a meetup, and he said, "Oh, yes." And before that, he wanted a property in Cosme Velho because he got two and he needed a third one. And he asked Kapam, but Kapam said, "No, he's not selling anything. Ask me." So I told him, "Look at my portfolio, pick whichever you like, and just send me an offer for whatever I paid for it." And he was so grateful that when we met in Frankfurt, he told me that he will swap with me 50-50.
Oh wow, look at that.
And he was like, I can't believe that I'm saying it, but I will swap with you 50-50.
Wow. All it took was a little bit of kindness.
Absolutely. And especially to big accounts, because big accounts are used to, they are looked at like, oh, you've got, give me.
Right.
Okay. But what I'm doing, I'm kind to everybody, too big accounts, too small accounts, I'm not trying to take what they've got. I'm not looking into immediate profits. I'm spending a lot of time with Mike and Juan. We are talking every day, and he's a huge account, and he didn't have a car. He's a chief executive, and he didn't have a bloody car. So he keep borrowing mine. And I was like, come on, just get the car. I even gave him one at one point, and he was like, no, I don't want it. I will return it.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Yeah, it's fun. I've been kind of the same vein. Like, I don't have a big account, and so like Swarley's always telling me, you got to slow down. You can't just give all your shit away. I'm like, I don't care that much. I do care. Obviously, I want to grow my account, and that is my goal. But at the same time, like I got to pay back. I got to pay it forward to the people that helped me, even though I'm not very far, that far along. I just can't help it. It's in my nature. I just got to give back and give back and give back. And if that means that, I could take a little bit of, take one step back to go two steps forward, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm okay with that. I would rather, be be giving in kind and, help people bigger or smaller than me, just for the sake of helping me, because I think that's
Absolutely.
the right thing to do. And it's been paying off tenfold. I've had so much generosity come my way, and I've been privileged. I have this channel, and people listen to the shit I have to say, and it's been wonderful so far.
Yeah,
So
you've done a lot of good work with the charity donations and collections you have done. You've done that twice, didn't you?
Yeah, so far, yeah. I'll keep. I've been, twice in Upland, and then I've been doing it for like 8 years outside of that. So hopefully it'll just keep growing and turn into something really, really cool if all goes well. What would you say like your long-term strategy or goal, not strategy, but goal for Upland is?
Well, I like to spend time in here. So I'm looking into all sorts of things. So I started to look into Blender, but I don't have the fantasy, to make up a map asset, to come up with a map asset. So
Like the imagination?
The imagination, yeah, I don't have the imagination to make up the map asset. I can learn the mechanics behind it, but I'm not the artist who will make the map asset and make the files. And what I'm doing, I'm working with Clark's Fork.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is making map assets, but he is very detailed. His work is very detailed. Right. At least the last ones, the ones that are in an upland at the moment, they are nice, but the ones that are coming are really good quality. And what he needs is a support, So what we do, we are on a phone for hours, and I'm just sitting there quietly while he's working, because that's what is helping him, Right. So I'm doing my stuff. I'm hunting. I'm replying to messages or whatever. But that is what is helping him, and it doesn't do anything to me, I would be doing everything. It would be the same thing like when I'm on a phone, which is like doing two things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's got ideas, he's got work. And then what I'm doing is that I understand Blender a little bit. So I will, okay, so did you check the normals? Did you save it? Right. Stuff like this. Because if he doesn't save it, then he's losing like 2 hours of work, for example.
Oh, I know. I talk to Swarley all the time, and he'll tell me some of his horror stories about, I don't know anything about Blender, but he does. And so I'll sit with him, while he's working on Blender, and we'll just sit and chat. And
exactly.
Sometimes he's like, fuck, I forgot to save, or like something happens, and
he something
hours of work. And he gets all pissed off. It's pretty funny. But then I feel bad for him, and
so that's what I'm doing as well, because it's really, he needs to focus, and it's helping him that someone do care.
Right.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of work that is coming into our plan that is very detailed. He's literally, he will do it, and then I don't like it, and he starts again. I was like, come on, doesn't need to be perfect.
Right. Yeah.
You won't even see those details on the map, which is a shame. But maybe in the future.
Yeah. Have you made anything recently that you've put in Upland?
I can. I made, because what he does,
it's breaking up a bunch all of a sudden.
Other people's stuff, and he's making these little pictures on. Did I lost you?
No, there now. It's just I don't know what was going on, but it was not working there.
Oh yeah, I was scrolling. Hang on, let me show. Can I show you my screen?
Yeah.
Screen, window, this one. So what he's doing, he's buying other people's stuff, and then he's displaying it, and he's making this. So I made one for him. Let me know when you can see it.
I can add it to the stage right now. Clark's Fork
So I
Art.
made like a land for him, and I put his stuff that so he made these ones that are already in upland.
Oh, those are cool. So what is that one on the far left? Is
These
that
are fences for which one?
the one on the left? What is that? Looks like a bone.
Left? Yeah, that's a bone. So that's his burner. It's
Okay.
like a golden bone burner.
Gold bone statue. What are those? What is the detail inside of that? Is that just like leaves or something?
He basically, yeah. And then these ones are the dog patch fences. This thing here is first item that was extracted from Second Life, that is made from primes or something.
Okay.
And the file was modified in Blender, so it made it to upland. So that's unique about this map. So this one was also made in Second Life, and then it was modified by Phil's. Just the edges, he smoothened out the edges,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a pool.
It's a little pool looking thing.
Where is it? Yeah. Like, for example, this one. It's like, look at the detail.
Yeah. What is this? Hydro US. It's a
Yeah. So that's I'm just sitting there and trying to give him advice or Googling stuff for him.
This looks really neat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good work.
Yeah, it is quite decent, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's not meshy, for sure.
Right. That's cool. What is your plan for those?
Well, he's got players who bought those, so he's most of them are submitted already. One of them is returned. I'm not sure if he have finished it. I have to double check with him. But
Okay.
yes, that's so that's the one thing I would like to look into is the Blender, but I don't have the fantasy, so I'm supporting him. The other thing that I'm doing is that I'm supporting Next World, which they are bringing in a layer 2 experience and several layer 3 experiences, and also they are from 1st of January will be managing the Spark Exchange dev shops and creating the Spark Exchange game, the Spark Survivals.
Okay.
So, and the way how we came across Next World is when we've been pushing for collection in Quellwood. We contacted every single landowner, and Jay Sawyer, who owns one property in Quellwood, I contacted him as well. So he asked the question, because people are in Discords, but they are not following all the Discords they are in. So we sent out individual messages to people. We sent individual message to him as well. And he was like, what's this about? Tell me more. And I explained to him about Upland, and it turned out that he owns or works or somehow is connected to Gut Studios, who are making games for Sandbox, and they actually made 70% of games you can find in Sandbox. It's either white label or under their label. And the problem with Sandbox is that once you have purchased space at Sandbox and you're trying to scale, your costs are much higher than whatever you purchased the first set of space. But in Upland, it's like cheap and basically unlimited. So that's why they are very excited about Upland and investing a lot of resources into it. And it's very exciting for me as well because they've got a track record. So it's not just someone who loves Upland starting an initiative and it will fail because of a problem. They are not talking about to anyone. So that's why I'm very excited about Next World and what is coming next year.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I know I've talked to you a little bit, and you've been pretty helpful with like talking about the statues and kind of connecting some of the dots between Next World and what the statues do and where to get them. And you even put up in your what is that space that you were showing me a while back?
Oh yeah, Spatial.
Yes. You
Yeah.
said we make a because I was one of the shops that is selling the statues. You said, will you make me a thing and I'm going to put it up in my
Yeah.
that I was, and then I was confused because like, hey, what are you doing? What is your, you know, oh, I forgot the word I was going to use. What is your part in Next? We're like, are you a partner? And you said, no, I'm just not.
I just came across them.
I just came across. I was like, oh wow, you seem like really, you're so involved for just coming across them. But that's what I really like about you that I've noticed so far. You just dive head first in and you get going and you're organized and you just kind of take it on head first.
Yeah, I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a risk on my reputation to promoting them, but I've done my research and I believe in what I saw. So
yeah, I think Next World's going to be really amazing. I'm really
that's the idea.
yeah. So, are you talking with Jay Sawyer and them often?
I don't talk to him as often as we used to because now he just got all the leads. I will help him in a capacity of, for example, someone messaged in a Discord the other day and saying, oh, look at these map assets. I can organize this one for you. So they started DMing to each other and that person gave him a horrendous price. And I told him, look, this person is not making these map assets. I showed him the website where those map assets are coming from. I told him who is the artist, and this person is just a middleman who is trying to make money on you. But he wouldn't know because, and I know because I've contacted every single person who's doing something in Upland.
Right.
So I saw those map assets. I knew where they are coming from.
You're a good resource. I was watching this movie the other day. It just reminded me of. Have you seen Red One?
No, but it's a Christmas movie, isn't it?
Yes. So like the main character basically is like this person who says, if you're out there, I can find you. If whatever you need to know, I can find it. And I'm thinking that's you, like to the T. Like, yeah, if you need to know something, BK is gonna find it. She'll let you know what's going on.
And if I don't know where it is, I will point you to the person who might know.
Yeah, and you have so far. You're on top of it. How did you tell me about the name you chose for Upland?
Oh, God.
I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but
it was the most random thing. I was just give us a username. Hell no, I don't know. Just put Bielykvietok, whatever.
Does it have a meaning? Does it stand for?
Yeah, Bielykvietok is a white flower in Slovak.
White flubber?
White flower, yeah.
What prompted you to name yourself White Flubber?
It was just a random thing to do at the moment when I was creating my account.
I'm just trying to think like what goes through your mind when you're like, oh crap, I got to come up with a name, and you're like looking around like, what do I?
Yeah, well, at that time I didn't.
What's that?
At that time I didn't thought that I will be socializing.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't change your username, so just stick.
Yeah, Slack is the same, not the exact same, but kind of. I've always used this name for like email addresses and stuff and things I don't know. Like if I didn't know I was going to stick around with Upland, because if I could change my name, I would change it to something different. But now I probably can't. But yeah, I just things that I'm not sure about. Like say I have an email, a very similar email to this handle. And all the things that like I'm unsure about or like I'll send it to that email, basically.
Yeah.
So things that I know are reputable and that I know that are safe, I'll send to a different email. So that way, this is my, I don't know email that's like, and then I have my other emails like, okay, I know this is all, this is my professional email I send to like, people that, I don't want to not take me seriously.
Yeah.
But I guess it works out. But yeah, so Slack is just the name that I use for things I'm unsure about, assuming I could change it, but turns out I can't. So
I'm pretty sure it's a bit better than some people who are like bunch of numbers, or there is a player who's called HHHGG.
There's some wild ass names out there.
Chief Executive GG HHH.
Or yeah, just like I said, some numbers. That's like, well, I guess I'm stuck with this. It was funny. I was playing a game. I have an 11-year-old son, and we were playing Call of Duty, and he just got into Call of Duty. He saw me playing it the other night. He's like, "Dad, can I play with you?" I said, "Sure, if you want." I'm like, "It's kind of a hard game if you don't know what you're doing." And so we're playing it, and we're in this match, and he gets killed by this guy.
Okay.
And he had no idea what he was saying. He goes, "Mike Rochburns." He's like, "That's a weird name." I go, "What'd you say?" He goes, "Mike Rochburns." I go, Mike Rochburns? I'm like, "You say Mike Rochburns?" He goes, and he just loses it. He almost falls out of the chair because the guy's name sounds like Mike Rochburns.
Okay.
It was Mike Rochburns. And so when you say it fast, it was Mike Rochburns. And he lost it. I mean, he fell out of his chair practically, just laughing his ass off. I think it was the funniest thing he's ever heard. And he will not stop saying that name. He says he's going to name everything in all of his games. He plays like Roblox and all these other games. He says he's going to change his name to Mike Rochburns from this point on. And I was like, please don't change your name to Mike Rochburns from this point on. And like everybody's going to look at me like, what kind of dad lets their kid name their characters and have their handle as Mike Rochburns? And like, he's 11. 11.
Origins.
Foreskin is a great name.
Yeah, that's one of the people in the Discord. He just recently joined Nextworld server, and I was like, ooh. I'm not sure to block him. Do I let him in?
Is
it loud?
There's nothing wrong with the little foreskin. I don't even know what to say about that. That's a good name, though.
Let's move on.
Yeah, there's a lot of wild names out there in the world of Upland.
Absolutely. There's someone also write out some stuff in Miami Beach, because we are not allowed to create letters as map assets, so we won't write out stuff. But you see, I just with the curbs, I write out stuff on a piece of land. Can't just, people will find a way.
I was writing stuff on properties with my prison walls to the ninjas, saying all kinds of stuff like that they suck, or that I hope they die, or rest in peace SC, and rest in peace KO. Me and Happy MFer in Miami Beach wrote "Suck It Ninjas" at one point, so that was pretty fun. I'm just waiting for Upland to come after me one of these days. You've gone too far. You've crossed the line, and now we got to put you in Alcatraz for a period of time. I'm like, hey man,
why would they do that? Why would they do that?
I don't know why. They haven't yet, but I'm just worried that
they can make up a rule.
They can and probably will at some point. Once I strike a nerve that they don't like, they'll find a reason to give me. I'm sure of it.
They just test what they can, what they can handle.
Yeah, they need to grow a little bit tougher skin, in my opinion, but that's just me. I think sometimes they get a little too sensitive about certain things, and it wouldn't hurt just to turn the other cheek every so often, or maybe every time, because this is the internet and this is what they do.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What else you got going on in Upland? You got any fun projects other than Cosme Velho that you've been working on?
Yeah, Cosme, we went through, Qualwood, yes. I've got a racetrack, which I was like, let's just do a racetrack because I was bored, and I had one area where I had 4 properties. So that's the origin of my racetrack. Sorry? No, it's not in Qualwood. It's in Las Vegas, random location in Las Vegas, because that's the location where I had like 4 properties at that time.
Oh, okay.
What's the racetrack called? When it finished, I managed to register it with the URL, and I'm having the 3rd season going on it, URL season. And it's quite cool because when I finished it, I got registered. They told me that I need to have 30% group ownership, and I was like, okay, how am I going to do that? So I contacted every single person on my track.
Yep.
And whoever replied, I considered them owner.
Okay.
So I did manage to have like 45% ownership. Most of them started building. Some of them listed their properties for ridiculous prices, but I managed to buy up quite a lot of land around the track, and I give away a lot of land to people who said they got brands and they are going to put some map assets on it because that's a good advertisement for them. So I gave them the land for the price that I had purchased it. They put their map assets on it, and yes, I have a 3rd season when I qualified. 1st season, it was a surprise. Ninjas sponsored my track, and a sponsorship is like 300K UPX. It's not little money, you know. So they sponsored my track. I don't know why. They probably didn't have theirs at that time. I just say thank you. And then last season it was Qualwood and Next World, and this season is again Qualwood and Next World sponsoring the track.
Awesome.
So they have their advertisement, and I also sponsor one of the drivers, Wanderer.
Okay.
And what he does, he will put like my logo of my brand into his leaflet, and it will come up on the screen when he's racing.
Yeah, we've been. Nice. I got. I feel the pain you're pain with the contacting every single person on the racetrack. I've done that. I've done it I think twice now for my racetrack. Because I too wanted to get sanctioned by the URL, which I finally did. I think last month. Thank you. But yeah, that is a real headache to get all these people organized, and then we're trying to put walls up. Me and Swarley and Cape Madman have been working on trying to get walls up across the entire track to make it look just awesome. And we've got quite a bit, but man, just getting people to give them something for free, to just, hey, all you gotta do is put this on your property. I'll give it to you for free.
Yeah.
We'll even give you UPX as a prize potentially just by doing this. There's like zero cost to you, only something to gain.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Like, what do you mean? Like, sell me your property. They're like, I'll sell you your property for $500. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no, just be reasonable. I'll buy it for a reasonable price. They're like, well, give me 1 million UPX. Give me a break. No, I'm not going to do that. I guess this is going to be a dead property then. So,
yeah. And this is exactly the type of game. People who are playing by themselves, this is what they want. Okay, so I've got something, I want to make a lot of money on that one thing. I don't care about the community, but the community is the thing that is driving the platform, that is making it valuable.
I think the problem with Upland is as much as they talk about the community, they haven't done a great job of like advertising the community as like a core function of the game. Exactly. And that is such a detriment to them and their growth. They need to really lean into the community as not just as a resource, but like as a core element. It's not just Upland, the property building and trading game, or Upland, the racing game, or Upland, the block explorer game. It's Upland. The community is a core piece of this game, and until you put that front and center in the game, I think you're not going to be as successful.
Yeah, so for them, community is the place where, well, if you're a new player, you will end up if you are lucky, you will end up at Discord, but you will end up at Upland Discord. And if you go to general, you will be disappointed. And I think that is one of the places where most of the players would leave the game because they, what the hell am I looking at? And it's just people talking crap, not helping each other. They need to get into a community node.
Right.
They
And
need
you
to
don't
get
even know
into the community node because that's the place where they will get help. In a general chat, they will tell them, oh, go to a beginner's chat. Yeah. So how do you feel? You feel like you are being excluded already or boxed in?
There needs to be some sort of like in-game like directory for like all the nodes. Like give us like a top 50 players, right? Give us a top 50 nodes in the game. You can click the link. It can take you to you know, some external thing, or even if it took you to their Discord, right? And then you could immediately connect with them on Discord, or even to Upland's Discord, and maybe they have those top 50 nodes in there with the link out to their personal Discord pages.
I've got the list.
Just something so people can say, oh, a node is a thing in this game I should be looking at getting involved in. These are the players I should be looking to talk to in the game. This whole space, they need to build something in Upland where this whole space is community driven, because the community is like probably the number one piece of Upland that you need.
Yeah, exactly. If you go into the app, there is nothing suggesting that you need to talk to the community. Literally zero things suggesting that you need to talk to the community. Or where you can find help.
Probably 9 months before I realized that there was even like a booming community in Upland. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Which was gross. Because I wasn't playing when I first started. I fired it up and I played maybe every other day, not knowing what I was doing. And then it was like probably 3 or 4 months. I didn't even look at it. And then I think I had some notification. I jumped back on there and I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna try out a couple things, and then I was like, there's got to be something on YouTube about Upland, and then I found all of these things on YouTube. I was like, holy shit, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. That's why I was making a list, because I wanted to show how vibrant, how much is going on in Upland.
Yeah.
Even though the layer 2s are not sticking yet, but hopefully next year is going to change that.
Yeah, we can only hope. But yeah, Upland's got to do something with that. Just put that at the forefront. The community first. That's the only. I think that's the only way we're gonna get where we want to be. But, okay. Well, BK, you got anything else before we wrap up our chat? You got any stores or metaverses you wanna promote?
No, I'm okay. Thank you very much. I've got Mappa Set showrooms, but everybody can find me under my my brand name. Yeah, we went through everything basically, major big things.
Yeah. Well, I do hope that we can do this again soon, because it's been wonderful talking with you. I know how busy you are in Upland. Like, you're constantly all over the place. You're doing stuff, and it doesn't seem like there's anything you don't know, at least from my experience. So you've been a wonderful resource for me already in the short time that I've been playing and knowing you. So
thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, BK, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully we can do this again soon. I will be looking for your guidance here and there and everywhere as I need it. But yeah, don't be a stranger, and hopefully we can chat again real soon.
Okay. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.